Hi, I'm Amy. This is House of Nash Eats, and today we're making Brazilian lemonade. Brazilian lemonade is one of my family's favorite beverages. It's super fun and easy to make. It only has 4 ingredients and it takes about 5 minutes. This is something that we make all summer long. Actually, we make it all year round, really. Anytime we're having Mexican food for dinner, Brazilian lemonade sounds good. It's creamy, it's tart and sweet and citrusy, and it's delicious. In Brazil, my understanding is that they have the same word for lemons and limes. So even though it's called Brazilian lemonade, it's actually made with limes. So that's what we're using. So let's get started. Brazilian lemonade is so easy to make. It's just 4 ingredients. There's water, limes, some sweetened condensed milk, and sugar. And that's all it is, and some ice to make it cold. You do need a few tools. So the tools that you'll need are a sharp knife for cutting the limes, a large spoon, a fine mesh strainer or sieve, or some cheesecloth, something like that to strain the limes, and a high-powered blender. And that's all you need to make Brazilian lemonade. So let me clear some of these things out of the way and then we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is wash your limes. So grab some fruit and veggie wash at the store or just scrub it really well under warm water. But you wanna get any like waxy or pesticides or anything off the outside of your limes because we're going to leave the peel on, the rind of the lime on while we do this. Once they're washed, you are going to want to just cut off the ends of the limes, and then we're just going to cut it into 8 pieces. So half and half, and then we'll cut it in half again. So just like that, and we're going to repeat that with 3 more limes. So it takes 4 limes, and you want to look for limes that are juicy and you can squeeze them just a little bit so that they'll have lots of juice inside. I make this all the time for parties. It's super easy to double and triple the batch and just make a lot of it. And it's always so fun and festive, and it's kind of like a nice change from like lemonade or just regular lemonade or just sodas. It's perfect for spring and summer weather. And it's a great way to use up big bags of limes that you might get at like Costco. Okay, so once your limes are cut up, we're going to grab our blender and we're going to add half of the sugar. So it's a cup of sugar, and I'll include a link to the recipe below with all of the measurements. But it's half of your sugar and half of the water, and it's 6 cups of water. And it doesn't need to be super exact. This is all going together in the end anyway. It just makes it a little easier to pulse these in the blender. And then we're gonna use half of the limes that we cut up. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Okay, so then we take our pitcher and put it on our blender, and we're just going to pulse this 5, 7 pulses. We don't want to pulse it too much because if you get too much of the outer rind of the lime, it might make your Brazilian lemonade a little bit bitter. So just pulse it a little bit to break up those limes. It's gonna draw out the juices, and it is going to get some of the zest, which gives a really strong, nice lime flavor without the bitter pith, which is the white stuff right underneath the rind. Okay, so now that we've pulsed the limes and the sugar and the water, we did half of each of those, we're going to take our pitcher and our fine mesh sieve, I do not know how to say that word, and we're just going to pour it through to get all of the solids out. Okay, and this is getting all of that lime juice out, and we're going to use the back of our spoon to press against this just to squeeze out the juice so we get as much juice as possible, but leave the solids behind. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat that process with the other half of our ingredients. Okay, so the last ingredient in our Brazilian lemonade is just sweetened condensed milk, and this makes it nice and sweet and creamy and takes off some of the bitterness of the lime, and it's about 6 tablespoons, which is about half of the can, a small can of sweetened condensed milk. So we're just going to pour that in, and you can really kind of eyeball this. and do about half of a can. And then stir those together. And I like to add a lot of ice, and I'll slice up a couple additional limes just to garnish and make it look pretty in the pitcher. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a little bit of ice. Okay, I'm just gonna cut up a couple more limes so that I've got some limes inside here just to make it look pretty. So I'm just going to slice off the end and then cut a few discs. Nice and thin. They're just for garnish. Or you could slice wedges and put them on the edges of cups for a really fun and pretty presentation. Or those extra slices of lime also help prevent the Brazilian lemonade from getting watered down if you add too much ice. It'll usually stay sweet enough. Okay, and I just cut a lemon into really thin discs and cut a little slice in each piece of lemon so that I could stick it on the top of my glasses, just so I have a fun presentation. Okay, and then I've got some straws, and this will make about 6 servings, so it's great for dinner for like a weekday to whip this up in about 5 minutes for your family, or you can double or triple it and serve it for a party and make enough for a crowd. So now I'm gonna have a sip. Okay, Brazilian lemonade is so good. It's sweet and tart and a little bit creamy thanks to the sweetened condensed milk. It's got that bright lime flavor. It's so delicious. If you guys like lemonade, you're going to love this Brazilian version. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you love this easy 4-ingredient Brazilian lemonade recipe. If you like it, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments below what you would serve the Brazilian lemonade with.